June 17 around 10 o'clock. So the Mitsumi welder is not working properly. So I turn it on. Wow. It doesn't come on. It isn't the switch. So I turn it off, and then of course automatically it'll turn off. It's the overheating uh, feature. So I turn it on. I know it detects the switch. It's not the switch. So it's not sure exactly what's wrong, but we've been using it. So it's on. So it turns off. So that's the behavior. There, on off. Intermittent on off. So we're going to do a tear down and see what's happened, or see what's happening with it. So I replaced the switch. This is the faulty switch. Inside, there's an overcurrent, and typically when there's an overcurrent, it's a surge. What tends to happen is you turn the switch on, it sparks, and that is typical of a component that is beginning to go bad. Now I'm going to start measuring what might be the possible failure mode of this machine. When you begin to work on this, because the fan tend to suck air into the system, is to use a brush to remove the metal bits, because sometimes that might solve the problem, shorted components. In this case, I cleaned the circuit board, but still the problem remains, so it's something else. Last year, I replaced the three capacitors with these two. Uh, the physical size of these two are way too big for the pattern on the circuit board. But I suspect these are the failure mode. So I am going to measure the capacitor, not the capacitance, the resistance, and see what happens. When measuring capacitance with a multimeter, it's really hard to know whether this is a shorted capacitor or not, because the moment you put the leads, it would begin to charge, and so the resistance would begin to increase. So here, when I measured the resistance, the multimeter begins to increase. So it doesn't seem to be the capacitance is the problem. Since I've removed the capacitor, I'm gonna turn it on. If the switch sparks and gets stuck on, then there's another problem. But before I do that, I'll check the diode, the bridge, whether the bridge is bad. The bridge is here, um, and these are the port pins of the bridge. So I check for, this is ground, this is plus, and of course inside are the four diodes. So I check for polarities. At the moment, the bridge seems to be okay. So now I'm going to power it up. Without the capacitor, then the inrush current won't be present. There'll be a lot of ripple, and hopefully it'll be okay. There'll be a lot of ripples, and I think I'll be fine. I just want to know whether the inrush current is related to the capacitors. So with the two capacitors gone, I don't see sparking on the switch, and I can turn it off right away. Previously, when I turn it off with the capacitors, I can't even turn it off because the two contacts or the four contacts um, welded, and no matter what I do to play with the switch, it doesn't turn off. So the inrush current, either both of them are no good anymore, or one is no good but you don't know which one. So typically when this goes bad, you replace them. So it looked like I will have to order it from Lazada. I only bought three in the past. I wasn't thinking of constantly replacing them. So this lasted a year. So if you're ever to replace these, buy extras so that if they go bad, you can replace them right away. Now I have to wait, I don't know, 1 to 2 weeks for the parts to arrive. So part 2.